Hello everyone and welcome to today's yoga practice. This is a perfect practice to do if you are recovering or are looking for some everyday tension release, or you just want a really good full body stretch to make you feel good. We're going to be moving through some pretty easy postures. I'll give you lots of options today. So if you're a beginner yogi or a experienced yogi, this class is just perfect for an everyday sort of stretch. And we will begin today's practice in a butterfly pose. So getting straight into our poses today, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, gripping onto the toes and the upper part of the soles of the foot. We're just going to take our knees nice and wide, let them fall open, finding a nice tall spine, and beginning to connect with the breath. You may like to shut down the eyes, not forcing the knees to go wider than they feel is necessary today. Just letting them fall to a position that is comfortable to begin. We can go deeper as we let time roll on. You may like to find some movement here, maybe gently fluttering the knees or bending into one knee, distributing the weight and just feeling into the hips, feeling how they are today. They might be tight from workouts. They might be tight from sitting a lot, or they might be feeling really good. And then gently bringing the knees together. We're going to send the feet out wide for a wide-legged straddle. Flexing the toes towards the sky. Allow the hands to rest on the knees or the thighs. And we'll find a nice tall spine here. Already feeling a nice stretch on the inside of the thighs. You may like to move around. As we spend more time in the postures, they become a little more accessible in different ways. So feel free to move at any point. And then when you find a wide-legged position that feels good, keeping the toes flexed, we'll gently begin to walk the hands forward and coming to rest either on the hands, the forearms, and releasing tension from the head. Breathing here into the inner thighs. Being mindful not to overstretch or overdo it. Back out at any point if you feel that you've reached that limit and maybe gone past it. We don't become more flexible by flexing past our point of breaking. We break at that point, so it's important to know the difference between a deep stretch and that space where you can find just a little bit more room. Gently begin to walk the hands back up to center, so you push your body upright. And we'll gently bring the knees once again into center and swing them around behind you, coming onto all fours. We'll move through some slow cat-cows here. Stacking the knees under the hips, wrists under shoulders. Having that nice neutral tabletop position here with the spine. Draw the lower belly into your spine, engage that lower core. And on an inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Gaze up. And on the exhale, moving vertebrae by vertebrae, tuck the pelvis, empty the belly of its breath, and push the ground away from you. Reversing the movement on an inhale. And exhale. Round the spine for cat. One more, inhale. And exhale around. Inhale, come back through neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes. Feeling a nice toe stretch here. We're going to shift our focus to the wrists and the toes. Keeping the hands where they are, shift your body weight back. So we're stretching more through the toes. And then inhale, roll forward, coming over the wrists. Feeling a nice wrist and forearm stretch. Exhale, shift back. Weight in the toes. Inhale, coming over the wrists. Exhale, press back. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, press back. Coming back through our neutral tabletop now, keeping the toes nice and tucked. We're going to lift the knees off of the mat and lift the tailbone, coming into our first downward facing dog. Pressing into the palms here, lifting the tailbone nice and high. Melting the chest towards the top of the thighs, bend the knees as much as you need. Walk the feet out. Find some movement as you straighten and bend alternate legs. Breathing into the back side of the legs, the back side of the upper body. And finding stillness in our down dog. Lift the gaze towards the hands and walk the feet to the top of the mat, finding your first forward fold. Again, bend the knees as much as you need here. Inhale, half lift, find a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the fingertips and step the left foot to the back of your mat. Finding your runner's lunge just for a moment. And then gently lower the back knee, untuck the back toes, and either coming to press into the right knee Or for a more traditional low lunge, sweep the arms up overhead. Bending into the right knee here, sending the left leg back and long, feeling into the left hip flexor, drawing the arms up, gently release the hands, frame the front foot, coming into half splits, shift your weight back, flex your right foot and straighten the right leg. Toes point towards the sky, feeling deeply into that right hamstring. Again, being mindful not to overdo it here. Inhale, roll the body forward back to your low lunge. Frame that right foot, tuck the back leg, and sweep the right leg back and behind you for three-legged dog. On an inhale, bring the right foot, hugging the knee into the belly, and step it to the outside edge of your mat, bringing both hands on the inside of that right thigh for lizard. Pressing into the back left toes here. Begin to wiggle that right hip around. Maybe you draw circles with the body. Making sure to move in both directions. And when you're ready, gently lower the left knee down, untuck the toes. As we make our way into a quad stretch, we're going to bend that left knee and reaching around with the right hand, hook on to the left toes and pull the chest open, pulling that foot towards you. Feeling a nice deep stretch here in that left quad. Gently release the left foot, bringing the hands back into your low lizard. And then bringing the left toes behind you for a kickstand position. Gently lower down onto your sit bones, bringing the right leg over top of the left and finding a seated position here in cowlick pose. Really feeling a nice stretch here through the right glute. You may like to take a twist. So reach up with the left arm and on your exhale, bring it on the outside of the left knee. Reach around with the right arm, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhale, coming to the center. Keeping the right leg on top, we'll come into double pigeon. Stacking the legs in easy pose, right leg on top. We're going to find a nice tall spine here. And maybe this is where you stay today. Maybe you take a cushion or a block underneath the knee. Or if you would like to find a deeper stretch in that right glute, you can begin to walk the hands forward, folding over top of your stacked legs. Breathing here. Sending every relaxing exhale to wherever it feels a little sticky. Wherever you feel the stretch. And inhale, gently push yourself away from the ground. Untucking the legs, come back through tabletop. And we're going to reach the hands down and lower ourselves all the way down onto our bellies here. Finding Sphinx pose, bring the forearms underneath you, elbows under shoulders. Just finding a gentle back bend here as we lift the gaze, open the chest. Squeezing our glutes, pressing our feet into the top of the mat. Breathing easy. Option to stay here, or we'll find seal pose, reaching the hands out in front of us a little bit more. Lift and press away from the mat. Squeezing those glutes. Exhale, gently lower back down onto the forearms. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Tuck the toes, and we'll meet back in down dog. Optional vinyasa. If you'd like to take that option, come with me. We'll press up and away for downward facing dog. Inhale, step to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise. Reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Plant the fingertips, step or hop to the back of your mat. Elbows in nice and close, lowering nearly all the way down, and inhale, up dog. Exhale, press back for downward facing dog. Finding a moment of breath here as we prepare to stretch the other side of the body. I'll inhale through to plank and bringing the left knee into chest, step the left foot forward. Finding runner's lunge again just for a moment, and then gently lowering the right knee down. You may like to untuck the toes and press into the left knee, or again, reach the arms up for your low lunge. Just take whatever feels good for you today. Feeling into the right hip flexor, bending into the left knee. Feeling strong and balanced. Option, of course, to close the eyes down at any point. Preparing for half splits on the left side. Lower the hands, frame the left foot, and shift the weight back, flexing the left foot, toes towards the sky, straightening the left leg. We'll fold over top of that left hamstring. Breathing into the back side of the leg. Creating space with every breath. This can be quite an intense stretch. Feel free to use blocks if your fingertips don't quite touch the ground. And then inhale, bring the weight back through your low lunge. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. And then on an inhale, send the left leg back behind you for three-legged dog. And inhale, draw the left knee into the chest. Step the left foot to the outside of the mat, finding lizard pose. Again, play around here with moving in circles. Making sure to balance the body. Whatever we give one side, we must give the other side. And just noticing how each side might feel different. And finding stillness in our lizard. We'll gently lower the right knee down. Taking a moment to feel the difference here. And then bending the right knee, reach around with the left arm. Finding a quad stretch on the left side. Feel the chest open. Feel the quad begin to engage. Loosen up. And gently release the right leg, right foot. And coming back into our seated twist, we're going to kickstand the right leg behind us, shifting our weight back and down, left leg on top this time. Finding cow face pose on the other side, feeling a nice stretch through that left glute. Take the left hand behind you, reach the right arm up, and then take the back of the arm to the outside edge of the left knee. Gaze over the left shoulder. Enjoying a moment. And just focusing on how good it feels to give our body some attention. To acknowledge the tightness. Thank ourselves for spending some time on loosening up, creating space. And gently coming through center, we'll set up for a double pigeon on the other side, stacking the left leg on top this time. Find your tall spine. Option to stay here, of course, or you can begin to walk the hands forward and begin to fold over top of the legs. And gently pushing the ground away from you, begin to come up through center. Swing the legs around behind you. Coming through tabletop, we'll take one last optional vinyasa. Tucking the back toes, lift the tailbone, press back for downward facing dog. Inhale, step or hop to the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms up, finding a slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up and swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step or hop to the back of your mat. Tucking the elbows in nice and close. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And this time, exhale, lower the knees, press back for child's pose. Stretching the arms out in front of you. Send the hips as wide as you like, taking the knees to the outside edge of your mat if you wish. And allowing the forehead to melt onto the mat below you. Taking a moment of relief for the lower back. One more breath here. And then inhale, roll the body forward, coming onto the belly. Lowering all the way down. Keeping the arms nice and pressed into the mat, hands under shoulders. We're going to take a lying twist. So bending the right knee and stretching the right arm out beside us in a 90-degree angle. You may refer to it as cactus arms. We're going to press the right toe and cross it over the left leg. Finding a nice twist here. Left leg is long. And then roll the body forward, back onto your belly. Release the right arm under your shoulder. Untuck the right knee, send it nice and long. We'll prepare for the other side. Bending the left leg, cactusing the left arm. Roll the body open to the left. And gently rolling the body back down onto your belly. Press your body up and away, coming back to sit on your heels. Taking the hands to the knees. We're going to find one last stretch here. Giving the ankles some love. We'll take the fingertips behind us. And then lift the knees off of the mat so that we're coming to rest on just the tops of the feet. Feeling a nice pull through the front of the feet, through the ankle. Taking the knees, of course, as high as you like. Gaze is lifted, heart open. Gently releasing the knees back down onto the mat. Swing the legs around behind you, finding an easy seated position. Your choice to close down your practice here or find Shavasana. We'll find a very relaxed, very comfortable, very natural pose. Something that requires no effort. We'll take 5 deep breaths here. And bringing hands to heart center.